Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark table movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark table movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark table movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, we did it, everybody.
Oh, boy,
We did it.
look at this.
We've been teasing it.
Big week.
We've been teasing it
Putting
for a while.
little bit out there.
But we finally did it. We moved to our new studio location.
Brian's
Brand new
house. That's exactly right.
Welcome.
And
You finally got to see this mural I
Yeah,
put
I know.
in.
'Cause you've been painting. You've been working on this for a
you've
long
been
time.
working real hard
It's
on it.
crazy,
A
man.
little bit of
Yeah.
help from the fine folks at Victory Garden, who
At
did
Victory
a great.
Garden
they did a great
Studios,
job.
yeah.
They did a great job on this, Brian. I
Yeah.
think you did. I do think you did the bulk of it.
Yeah, I would
my
say
understanding.
The
visionary
Victory
in
Garden
that
did
person.
like put it over the.
Yeah,
finish
they really.
line.
I couldn't
Yeah.
have taken it
That's
home
right.
like
They made
did
it a
it.
victory.
Yeah.
They made it a
Yeah.
victory.
It's in the name.
But we're very excited about the
Beautiful.
space, and hopefully you're watching us on philo.tv/DTH. You get to watch all of our stuff, and you also get to watch most of the movies that we talk about on this here show, including Kiki's fourth ingredient.
Kiki.
It's the fourth
fourth
ingredient. That's exactly right. Before
Which was?
love.
You think it was
Smoked
love?
paprika.
I think it
wasn't
was
Tandoori.
Oh, really?
No, tandoori's not an ingredient. It's an oven.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's an oven.
Yeah.
But you need an oven is a kind of ingredient.
It
Try-
isn't an
try-
ingredient
Well,
at
try
all.
and make.
No, don't short him.
No.
It's not an ingredient.
If you have to cook something,
the recipe
if you have to
of
cook
cooking-
something, how do you think it's going to work?
You can cook it over a fire. You can cook it in a microwave.
Those
you can cook
are-
it a lot of ways.
those
It
are
doesn't
el-
have to be an oven.
Those are ingredients
No.
to success.
Okay, different thing.
Well, but
It could have been Kiki's fourth ingredient to success. You're right. We don't
a
know.
long
we don't
title.
know. They
Stand
didn't.
corrected.
They shortened it. I did get the first
Dot,
cut.
dot, dot.
I got the first cut, and that's how they worded it. So
Yeah.
I can't get in trouble for this. Brian, you were telling me on the way over here that you saw something so funny, and I said, "Hold it for the show.
Wait for the
Hold it
pause,
for the
buddy.
show." And so now I'm going to ask you, what was
Yeah.
that thing that you saw that was so funny?
It was what was that thing that I saw? It was a snowman without his nose.
No, Brian, you said you were like snakes alive. Speaking of snakes alive, and then
Yeah.
you were going to go into it, and I don't
then we said,
remember what it
"Hold
was.
on."
You said, "Hold on."
Yeah, for the
Don't do
show,
this.
for the
Don't do
show.
that. Tell us what you actually were going to say.
Snakes
Tell us what
alive, snake eyes, snakes alive, snowman. And you guys, if you know what that means, then you do what you will with that.
Okay.
Because those who don't get it, forget about it.
Yeah.
Those
sure.
who don't get it,
You don't
forget
need to
about it.
That's right.
That's exactly right. Shall we dive into Hearts Around the Table, Kiki's fourth ingredient to success?
To success.
Sure.
Yes?
Absolutely.
It originally premiered on the Hallmark Channel April 12th, 2025, and it went a little something like this. Kiki is out here delivering baked goods despite the fact that she's catering her sister's wedding. On her way out of the place that she was delivering baked goods, she bumps into this random guy who ends up buying some of her baked goods, and she's impressed with those goodies. My goodies, not my goodies. Jenna is planning her wedding and is looking for a dress. That's a thing that's going on. All of the boys are hanging out along with some random guy. Random guy shows up. Apparently he knows Andrew. He's going to be the best man, and his name is Clay. He's a chef, and he's the guy from earlier that Kiki bumped into. He does food.
Sure
she does
does.
food.
Match
Give
made
me,
in heaven.
give me right now. Kiki,
There's two ingredients right there.
I know. Kiki gets
Halfway
some-
there.
I know. And then we have the oven. We don't have.
You're going to be successful.
Yes, we don't have salmon though. Kiki, we don't
Nope.
have salmon. How am I going to do this? It's a whole thing. Jenna gets a lot more play in this movie than I expected, so I had to mention it, including her finding an old picture of her birth father that she didn't know about. So there's that going on. Kiki starts to feel a little overwhelmed by the catering of the wedding, because she's also in the wedding and she wants to be there for her sister and this whole thing. So when she finds out that Clay is a chef with his own restaurant, she calls on him for help. When she ends up, what she ends up getting with his help is basically an episode of The Bear, but with no stress, no swears, no fun. Angie, foster mom, tracks down Jenna's birth father, but he says it's best if he doesn't enter her life right now. Kiki and Clay, they're hanging out more. Sparks are beginning to fly. They're both food people. What Come on. But at the rehearsal dinner, Kiki gets mad at Clay and storms out for various reasons. Then Jenna's dad shows up and she storms out. Everyone's storming out.
Storm season.
Seattle Storm. The next day, Jenna decides that she does want to talk to her dad. So he shows up, they make up, and she asks if he will walk her down the aisle along with Angie. And he's like, I didn't see this coming, to be honest with you. Neither do we. Kiki and Clay also make up, and they're back to being a dream team, getting his food ready. Then we get a montage of the last 4 movies, all the couples and whatnot, so that's nice. Jenna and Andrew get married, they kiss, the crowd cheers, and the food is a big hit. And Clay tells Kiki that he loves her, and she's like, I love you too. And they kiss, and they head back in for a dance-off, and that, my friends, was
Hearts Around the Table, Kiki's fourth ingredient.
I forgot the colon.
Success.
I forgot the colon.
That's
I
all
forgot
right.
them.
You were ready to go. We were distracted by new studio. You were ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No distractions here.
Let's take a break. Let's take a
I
break. We'll
love
come
it.
back. We'll break down Hearts Around the Table, the final, unless we get Hearts Around the Table moms. Next year. Here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Riding a bike.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Guys,
Will you just skip?
Welcome, my man.
I always say I need a couple days to get like acclimated to a new recording area. I'll be good next week.
Next week?
Next
You'll be
week
good.
I'll be good.
guarantee.
You're going to give yourself a full week.
Full week.
Wow. All right.
Full week. And then you guys can ridicule me.
Then all bets are off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's talk about Hearts Around the Table, Kiki's 4th ingredient to success. Let's start with a hot take. It's where we share exactly how we felt about this movie. We do not hold back, and I'm going to start with you, Brian. Brian, what did you think of Kiki and her 4th ingredient?
Yeah. This was my favorite of the 4. I enjoyed this more than the other 3.
Such a hot take.
Clay immediately disliked Clay, and he grew on me really fast. I went from being like, who is this guy? I can't believe we have to watch him the whole movie, to I want Clay in the kitchen all the time.
Big Torrance Coombs guy.
I
Big
guess
Coombs
so.
head.
I didn't know.
He's
Now
a
I
Coombs
know.
head,
I'm a
Brand. Did you
Coombs
know
head.
he's a Coombs head?
Well, he walks in the morning and he says, hand me my coom.
Yep, that's what I do. And I didn't get the connection, but now I do. And it makes so much sense.
You didn't get the connection.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
As
I don't
the
know why
Coombs
I would
head.
say that. Now I get it. Kiki,
Yes.
she was in the weeds. She needed Clay, and Clay to the rescue, as I always say.
Just a classic, according to Brian, woman needing a man scenario.
And
Yeah.
this,
Got it.
For
Just
success.
making sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
of
this
course.
is-
No,
yeah.
no. For
Like,
success, of
yeah.
course.
You
For her
all
to
saw
be
it.
successful, she
Yeah.
needed a man. Is
Clay,
what you're
Clay
saying.
specifically.
Okay.
Clay happens to be a man.
She needed a man
She
to
needed
be
Clay
successful, to be better at the job she was doing in order to be
to
successful.
be successful in the job that she signed up for. Yes, she needed Clay in this instance to
great.
help her out.
Got
and
it.
it worked out pretty good for
As
both.
long as
I
we're on
would
the same
say.
page. Yeah.
I wanted to get in the kitchen here, and I was hoping we'd spend some time in the kitchen, and we did. So that's a check in the win column for me. Did not, by any stretch of the imagination, stick the landing with the dad situation.
No.
Ruined it. Borderline ruined the movie. I really enjoyed Clay and Kiki working together. That saved the movie. So it was like good and evil battling it out for me while watching this. But that dad part, ooh, woof, big swing and a miss. It was like they just were like, we could do something here. Let's not. Let's just all head home early.
Nah.
So that was rough. But other than that, yeah, I liked all the food stuff was a lot of fun for me. Shocked that they love each other, but I guess who am I to judge? So yeah, that was pretty good.
This is a tough one because we kind of like poor Kiki doesn't really get a full movie.
Not even close.
Kiki gets half movie at best. And that's frustrating. If you wanted to do this whole like let's wrap up everybody's storyline, there should have been a 5th movie, 5 Marks the Spot or something like
Absolutely,
that,
yeah.
where we
Bullseye.
kind of
Hearts around the table, 5 marks the spot.
5 marks the spot, and we kind of
They're 5 valves
spend
and a heart.
time.
Do it. You won't, you cowards.
We spend time with each of the
Balls in
couples,
your
and
court.
we get kind of more to their story and how they wrap up. But instead, we get Kiki's story, which gets truncated, and then we get.
Oh my
nice.
God.
And he wants a week.
Did he say truncated?
I don't need a week. I don't need a
wants
week.
a week.
I'm here
Did
now.
you read a thesaurus
Yes.
before this episode started?
But then.
Oh my God.
So we get truncated. Kiki saw them live, by the way. Phenomenal.
They're openers only. They never
Yeah,
do a full
they
show.
never do a full show.
Yeah.
No, they got a solid 2025,
That's
and then
right,
that's it. But then we also get basically only Jenna, just more
Yeah.
Jenna.
Yeah.
And we don't get any of the other two whose names we all know and we love, and
Absolutely, yeah.
we'll put them in post.
Cherry.
Yeah.
Um,
Tara. Gone. Tara
but-
gone?
yes.
Tarragon, yeah, absolutely.
So this is a tough movie because
Someone has been hitting the thesaurus.
it's a tough movie because we have basically two movies in one, and I don't know. I kind of just wanted a standalone Kiki, as a Coombs head myself
Sure,
as well.
absolutely, yeah.
I kind of wanted just Kiki Clay for one movie, and then we get that fifth Hearts of Fire.
Fire, yeah.
And we can kind of spend time with each of them. I don't know why they didn't do that. If you wanted to tell more of Jenna's story, you got to tell me more about the other people, because now I'm just left wondering. So this was a tough one. But I as far as the Kiki and Clay of it all, I thought that was fine. And I just do a full movie. Just do a full movie. That's all I'm asking. Dan?
Yeah, this is tough because Kiki's fourth ingredient is not her movie. It is 100% Ashley Newbro and Steve Lund getting married. She's possibly 4 on the call sheet in her own movie. Not great. Not what we're looking for there. And that also leads us to a wedding planning part of this movie that doesn't really include anyone that should be the lead in it. It includes a very tough, as Brian alluded to, a very tough biological father situation that is just terrible. And then what's left over is like 25 or 30 minutes of a pretty standard, Hallmark chef movie, which you've seen 1,000 times. So not really great on any account. It's definitely not my favorite of these. The biological dad part of it alone ruined that. But then also, you guys have already said it, but everybody else got their own movie. Everybody else got their own movie. The others are supporting. This, Ashley Newbro and Steve Lund get a lot of time in this movie. And I'm never mad to see those two, but it's not your movie. It's Kiki's movie. She didn't get a movie. Yeah, maybe not as bad. I don't know. I've kind of forgotten the other ones. Definitely not my favorite, though. Definitely not my favorite.
Stuff for the feels, where we talk about what this movie gives feels. Brian?
Yeah, tandoori chicken pizza. Yes, please. Vodka sauce, maybe some crispy onions, maybe some blue cheese on
Yeah,
it. Holy
yeah.
cow. I've never had that. I really like that idea.
You could
I hope
even do,
that's-
this would be weird. People dip their pizza in ranch, which I would never do.
No, I don't.
that's,
Yeah, I don't do that.
But
Sacrilege, absolutely.
that cucumber sauce at Indian restaurants that you dip tandoori chicken in, find a way to
drizzle that on top,
Yes.
maybe. Oh boy, now
It's
we're
a drizzle.
talking.
Sometimes you need a drizzle.
Yeah, you
Boy,
do.
howdy.
You got to
That's the
drizzle it.
stuff. Yeah.
So that distracted me. That thought. The chocolate zucchini muffins that she brought in early.
Stop it. I knew you were going to bring
Yeah,
up the dumb
for the
zucchini.
record, I mean,
don't-
zucchini bread far greater than banana bread.
guys have-
I'm on the
you've lost
record
your
for
mind.
this.
No.
I'll never pick banana bread over zucchini bread ever in my life.
Did you bring any in?
Of course not, Brand.
No,
I'm not
that
gonna.
would be-
I mean,
that
I
would
didn't
be
know we could bring
crazy.
food into the new studio.
Old Brian's so much better than him.
Yeah.
There is a kitchen downstairs.
There's a
isn't
kitchen.
there?
Kitchen downstairs in the
Put
studio.
that to use. But my real
That's right.
feels was Kiki over
It's weird. Not every office in this office park has kitchens.
kitchen downstairs.
This
yeah.
one does.
Yeah.
We were lucky to
Well, it
get
was a
that.
request.
We were lucky to get that unit.
It was
Special
a
request.
request.
They said, "Oh, you're a podcast studio?
Yeah.
Surely you need a kitchen."
Yeah.
My real one was Kiki making a bunch of sauces just to try, just in case, which is my move all day, every day. It's like, I have a recipe, it's good. But what if I
What
made
if it was
5
great?
other sauces that could maybe work or not work? And
Did
let's
you
do
kind
that.
of identify when she talked about how her sauce was really good, but then she wasn't sure if she was going to use it?
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Hey, just trust your instinct. Your
Yeah.
sauce is good enough."
Yeah.
Did that?
Yeah, that's
feel like
maybe
Torrance
that's
was
why-
talking right to your
yeah,
soul
it did
there?
Feel, it did feel. That's the Coombs head in me there, just really
Yeah.
falling for that.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Hey, do you have an instance in your head you can remember where you'd made 5 extra sauces with your default, I know this is good, and one of them was better?
No.
Yeah, there it is. That's all I needed. I knew
No.
the answer was no before I started the question.
No. I would probably try to talk myself into thinking maybe this one's,
Yeah.
but no. I mean, come on. Coombs is right.
Coombs was
He's always
right.
right.
Coombs was right on this one. Listen, this scene was so good they put it in the movie twice. When they are having their heart to heart and a little hand touch. You guys know me well enough by now to know that was going to be my feels. Great moment, and the fact that we got to see it both in real time and then later in black and white, I believe, was really good for Brand. Dan,
my feels is going to be, I think, some people's wait whats. I'm not trying to steal it, but I am trying to tell you that this doesn't belong in the wait what because it is infuriating. Those are the feels. Angie, who is the matriarch of all of these wonderful kids, the whole movie where they eat around the table on Sundays. It's so great. Turns out she's the villain of the Hearts Around the Table series because not only does she go and find this biological father of Ashley Newbro without telling her, then the guy's like, she don't want to see me. And Angie's basically like, yes, she does. And then that guy shows up unannounced all on the night before her wedding. And Angie's like, I didn't know he was going to do this.
Without a heads up.
I didn't know he was going to do this. You might not have known he was going to show up, but did you happen to mention to Ashley, I found him,
tracked him down,
I went and talked to him and I told him to come see you? Nah, because you're the Joker in The Dark Knight. Like you are like playing chess when playing evil chess when the rest of us are trying to play good guy checkers. Like you are really, this is a mean thing. And then to have him walk her down the aisle after having known her for under 24 hours is just, what was the impetus behind? Not only do we need to make a movie about foster kids, but we need to make one where everyone can feel good about themselves going to bed at night. I think that was the thing is like, if you're watching this movie, we want you to know that everything like this ends this quickly, this happily, not sloppy, not messy at all. It's just a matter of finding your biological parents and then you'll be best friends with them. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was terrible.
Angie tells Jenna, sorry that I overstepped. Listen, overstepping is like, when, I don't know, like I have to return something to Dan's backyard because I got thrown over my fence. And so I just let myself in and I go, hey, I brought it back. Sorry if I overstepped. Sorry if I went in your backyard.
You went and got my leaf blower. I was out of town.
Yeah. Sorry if I overstepped. This isn't overstepping. This is like personal malpractice. It's
vindictive.
It's
I don't know why, but it is mean spirited.
Yeah. Sorry if I overstepped. Sorry if I
so pissed when
I
that
stumbled my way into it.
Yeah.
Just
terrible.
It got away from me.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to more wait whats because that wasn't one.
Right.
No, it wasn't. That was me feeling angry.
Here on
Deck
the
the
Hallmark.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking about Hearts Around the Table. Kiki's fourth ingredient of love to success. Let's
of love you threw in there.
Yeah, I
this
threw
time.
it in there.
Fourth ingredient of love to
little
success.
something.
IMDb's been updated.
Every
I guess.
time we add it more and
They
more.
keep updating it. There's nothing we can do. It's time for the wait what. It's where we talk about what in this movie. Just go wait what, and I'll start with you, Brian. Brian, what you waiting and what you wasn't?
We weren't there for pre-production.
No.
or any
No,
of the
we were
meetings,
not.
Any of that
We
stuff. But,
tried.
We tried.
Yeah,
We tried to get
well,
in
it's
on
not
this
without
ground
trying.
floor. Yeah.
But I imagine part of it went something like this. Oh, look, I found a church. Oh, hi, location scout. Would you like to check out my church for your movie? Yes, please. This looks great. Can you move that rock out of the way of the aisle? Absolutely not. You can use our church on one condition only. The rock stays in the middle of the aisle. It will block everybody's path. We'll block the bride. Not moving. No conversation.
The thing we know about weddings in churches is the center aisle is not important.
No.
It's not a big deal. Who cares if there's something in the middle of it
Yeah, a
in the
giant
way?
pedestal.
Could we have moved it 5 feet back so it would have been in the foyer? Yeah, we could have.
Well, I have to imagine that those are movable because I think that's like a thing for like the holy wall.
Yeah,
they
right?
built the church
And
around it, I believe, is the problem.
It's definitely movable.
There's many churches that have those, and I have to imagine also have weddings that just utilize the center. So
You just move it.
Is that one where they filmed this? Was that not movable?
It's a real
looks like it was not movable.
Death Valley, rub the rock before
That's
you run
right.
down the hill.
Well,
situation.
hands
Well,
in.
and here's the thing.
Everybody hands in.
It wouldn't have been as big of
Holy
a deal.
Union on 3.
It wouldn't have been as big of a deal if it was just Jenna and Angie walking down the aisle. They
Yep.
can split that.
Yep.
No.
We got 3.
We got
now
three.
we got 3
Three
people
split.
walking down the
It's a
aisle.
3 boy.
She's in the middle. I don't know how they handled it because they cut away. Because they didn't.
Yes, 'cause
they
they're
cut away. So I don't
cowards.
even know how they handled it. I don't know how she got down there. For all I know, the rest of her life she's standing there like, I don't know how to
do I
get
get
around
by
this.
this? Yeah.
And that's like her whole life, and she never gets married. So
It was very funny. It was distracting. It was a real choice to just be like, nah, don't worry about it. Does Jenna know what happy looks like? Because when she was looking at that photo of her mom and dad as they were young, she's like, they look so happy. And I looked at it and thought, is her mom going to a costume party dressed as a dead bride? Because she looked dead. Like she did not look happy. And Jenna just kept repeating. She said it at least twice. They look so happy. I don't think she knows what happy looks like. I don't know how this works, but I feel like somebody messed up in the adoption and fostering process where like, okay, your mom died. Should somebody try to find her dad?
So
Don't worry about it.
they would probably, unless the dad never had custody, they would at least reach out and they would have to terminate those rights.
Yeah.
So he either had to know that she
Mhm.
died and was lying, or his rights were, he terminated his rights,
Mm-hmm.
like, which would be an absolute villain move.
Yeah.
To just preemptively terminate your rights. Like, you know this woman's having a kid,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I don't want any part of this. And so instead of just saying you get full custody, I'm now going to terminate my rights to parenthood,
Mm-hmm.
which is insane.
Yeah.
That's an insane thing to do. You would imagine they had to reach out and find him.
You would think so.
That was my, like, there's no way that he didn't know that she died.
It was really distracting
Yeah.
to me because I'm like, there was not even any conversation about what may or may not have happened, or not even Andrew being like, I don't know the story, but what I assume happened. Like they didn't provide anything
Nothing.
there. And then when she walked in on him in the garage, I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna get a little bit of a messy situation, and that's gonna be good because we're gonna work through some of this. We're gonna find out. And nope, we're just gonna gloss over all of that. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to bring it up. We're just moving forward. And so just a little bit of backstory or info there would have been nice.
This is the worst version of people that watch Hallmark want and have to have a happy
yes.
ending.
Like have
Like-
a little bit of a tough conversation
Or
there.
just have him show up and sit in the back row of the wedding and be
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm sorry I missed your whole life so far. I'd love to try to build a relationship with you. Would you be open to that? Great. Awesome. Sounds good. Hey, Dad, you want to walk me down the aisle? I've known you 16 hours. That makes the love declaration look downright timely in this movie. It's crazy.
Fran?
it's something I'm working on. I've been watching the studio.
Hey, your goat laugh is really coming along. You want to give it one more? It's really good. It's good
Really
stuff.
stumbling over
And
that.
listen, when you watch the studio or you just listen to like Seth Rogen laugh a lot, like it just kind of rubs off on you.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else?
The last one I had was Clay said, no one remembers an appetizer. And he's talking about cooking for the wedding. And
Wait a minute.
excuse me, are you kidding me right now? There are a dozen appetizers that I remember that I love, and I would go to a place for.
How about the bread at the steakhouse in
That
Philadelphia?
was one of the
thinking
places I
about-
thought of.
I mean, like,
Are you kidding
we
me?
literally ate the bread and we looked around and went, "Is this
We good?
This could be the best restaurant of all time."
Let me ask
Yeah.
you this: is complimentary bread considered an appetizer?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because of course everyone's going to bring.
I mean,
up,
it's a meal before the meal. I,
understand,
mean, it's by the
but it's
definition.
complimentary.
Sure,
Yeah, but
I
it's
would
still
I would count it.
is an
I would
appetizer.
count it.
complimentary.
Anything that's before the main course, it's not a salad. I would consider an appetizer.
Yeah,
I would too. I just someone has to ask.
sure. Thank you for asking.
Bread
the tough-
girl, you got
tough
something?
question.
Bread-
As the resident studio bread girl, you don't have to pay for an appetizer for it to be an appetizer.
right.
Like when you're at a wedding and they're passing around apps during the cocktail hour, like you're not handing that waitress money
That's right.
for your like
you're
fried
not?
cheese.
So
and
it's really
panko
a
crust.
dumb question on your part, Brian.
I can't believe I unmuted Aaron for that.
Oh man.
For her to just ridicule me.
I love it.
Wow. Freedom Rocket.
No,
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. So she's waiting
all right,
for
we'll stay here. Yeah.
So
It's good.
her
what you got going on?
hi. So her dad, it's her wedding day.
It is.
And she decides, I do want to see my dad. Go and find him.
It's for the bride.
For reasons I don't know, no one tells Andrew about this. Andrew is sitting up there waiting for, his bride to come down the aisle.
Tough to rock.
We are now late,
Yeah.
and no one has told him, hey, she is meeting her dad. We're waiting on her dad to show up so she can have a conversation. Because they literally cut to him and he's like, maybe she's getting cold feet. No one told him.
No, nobody said anything. Wasn't important.
Crazy. Can you imagine getting that information on
Dude,
your,
I'd just be
on
like,
your
what?
like thinking that the person you're married to is getting cold feet? It just turns out that they're actually just making up with their long lost father that they didn't know was still around. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
And someone just could have given him the heads up, and then he's not having to stand up there awkwardly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when the dad shows up to make up with Jenna, he says this line: "You need to know I didn't have a choice." This is how he starts out making this right. He says, "You need to know I didn't have a choice." So if you pause right there, I'm thinking, okay, mom took her or something before, whatever.
Because you have rights as a parent. Yeah.
He then says, "My job kept me away for months at a time."
That's called just a bad marriage.
It's like, it's one of these. It's like, you need to know I didn't have a choice. You did. Like, it's people need jobs, obviously, but the conversation should be, hey, I realize now, looking back early on, I prioritized my job over you.
There it is.
He didn't say that. He said, I didn't have a choice in the matter. They were holding me against my will at my 9 to 5, multiple months out of the year being somewhere else.
Narrator, he did have a choice.
Here's the thing. This is this is a real life thing. People do take jobs, and it does take them away from their families. And those are things that you have to grapple with. Is it worth it? Is it not? That's for everybody to figure out. But at the end of the day, you do have a choice. And it's a tough one, obviously, especially if you don't have anything else lined up or whatever it is. But to say you don't have a choice and follow it up by saying, my job, it's really my job's fault. It kind of undercuts the whole thing that we're doing here. But she didn't seem to mind it at all, which blew me away. And so it was it was so clunky that they brought him in, and then the apology was clunky. It was all, and then her saying, "Will you walk me down the aisle?" Clunky. That whole thing. Just give Kiki her movie.
No kidding. Justice for Kiki.
That's right. Justice for Kiki. Dan?
Would love justice for Kiki, but also maybe Kiki shouldn't be catering this wedding. She's never done it before. That's one. Number two, apparently her foster sister, Ashley Newbrough, has given her the instruction of, you just pick whatever you'd like to serve. So that sounds like a lot of free reign, but for someone that's never catered an event before, that's a prison. Like it's not like she's a seasoned veteran of the catering world and she's got 5 or 6 standbys. She runs a pizza food truck. Like, she's lucky that she came up with what she came up with. But basically, Ashley Newbrough was like, I want you to cater my wedding. Oh, by the way, I also want you to be in my wedding. So this is a woman who's never catered a wedding, doesn't know what to make, and needs to be in the church during the ceremony. Not ideal conditions to cater a wedding. The whole premise of Kiki's 40% of the movie that she gets is really bad. It's a really bad idea for a premise. That's why I'm happy that you got some cooking moments.
Thank you.
It doesn't hold up. None of it holds up at all. So that's really bad. Let's cut to Jake Epstein really being angry he doesn't get to see a peek at Ashley Newbrough's wedding dress. In one of the weirdest scenes in Hallmark history, this guy is so mad that they're not showing him Ashley Newbrough in the wedding dress.
Let me see.
Why?
Let me get a little peek.
Just give me something, a little something. What are you doing, dude? You're not marrying her. You're not there. You grew up in the same foster home as she did. Why? How is this big of a deal? He's like, God. Yeah, they just show me the GD wedding dress.
Guy loves looking at wedding dresses.
He loves wedding dresses.
He does.
I couldn't get over it. I'm like, I can't think of a single person that's like Jake Epstein character that would give 2 thoughts to being like, I can't believe I'm not there for dress fitting. I can't believe I'm not there for
good
dress
brother.
fitting. Was I invited? No, but I can't believe I'm not there.
That's the thing. I wasn't
Yeah.
invited. That's
what it is.
I just
Yeah.
want to get invited.
That's right.
So
you
my
know?
thing is that he's not mad he wasn't invited.
Yeah.
He says before then, I've been asked my opinion on things my whole life and I never wanted to give it. He's happy he wasn't invited. He's
weird
mad they won't sneak him a quick pic
just
of
wanna-
New Bro in a
I
dress.
just want a
It's
little peekster.
weird.
I want a little peekster.
It's just a little peekster. This is crazy. The actress that plays Kiki, I think she does have a bright future. She is clearly, and I've not looked it up, but I'd be willing to bet dollars and donuts on this. She's
Wow.
clearly British or Australian. Clearly.
Wow.
You're right on- you're right on that.
Yes. Oh, I
She's
am?
English, I think
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And it's so obvious because her accent goes in and out. And I kind of felt bad for her because I felt like they could have done a lot to make that easier on her and they just didn't do it. That was unfortunate. When she and Torrance Coombs, excuse me, heaven forbid, Torrance Coombs go out to eat.
Sorry, Torrance.
They talk about how good the course is right before the camera gets there, right? So like we get there and they're like, man, that first course was amazing. They talk, and then they bring out a giant plate of pasta for each of them. I mean, it is a good helping of
The
pasta.
palate cleanser.
Yeah. They set it down and there's this terrible ADR as they go to commercial break. You need to go back and listen to this. We got a surround sound system now. That's probably why I heard it. This terrible ADR of Torrance Coombs going, we've got 7 courses left or 7 more courses left. Just like that with no inflection. We've got 7 more courses left. So number 1, why did you put that in there? Number 2, is this an 8-course dinner? Which I've never heard of. I've heard of 9 and 7. That's fine if it is. But if it is, are you trying to kill people? Because an 8-course dinner with that much pasta, nobody's going to be left standing. I mean, when you do 8 and 9 courses, the plates are tiny.
That's the point. It's a tasting menu that's supposed
it's
to
like a
bring you to your
man
deathbed.
versus food.
Yeah.
8-course. The more courses you make, the more of a human you are.
Supposed to knock you down. Yeah.
That's right. So that was kind of crazy. She keeps talking about doing a tandoori test. A tandoori is a clay oven from South Asian cuisine. You might be trying to replicate tandoori chicken, but to keep going, I'm going to do the tandoori again. You have no such oven. It wasn't in your kitchen. It was nowhere. You don't have that oven. You can't possibly be doing the thing you say you're doing. You can't be. You're not.
Is it similar to a pizza oven?
It was interesting when they brought that pizza oven thing out. It's not. It's literally made out of clay.
Okay.
But it is. That would be a closer. You could
maybe-
find a
yeah.
clay brick oven.
Well, clay was there, so I
Yes.
think that covers the clay part
So
of
you
it.
bring out a
So-
brick oven and then you call it what it is.
You call it what it is. Yeah, for sure.
It's a clay
Absolutely.
brick oven.
That's all.
It's
Yeah.
a clay brick oven.
TM.
And then I have to say it because we're still Deck the Hallmark. He loves her. They met under a week ago. No. That's all I got, Brandon.
It's time for What the Hallmark. It's where you wonder what could have been. Maybe get some clarity. Any questions we still have. What are we still wondering about? That's what this segment's for. And I'll start with you, Brian. After 4 hearts on the table
Yeah.
movies, what are you still wondering about?
Well,
What's keeping you up at night?
Well, I'm going to stick to this movie, the last one
Okay.
we watched here, because it was a big one. It was, what did Jenna's dad think happened to her, her whole life and the rest of his life? Did he think of her
We
at all?
could have spent the entire 40 minutes talking about the father character. Legitimately. One, how did he not know that the mom died? That's impossible.
Huge.
It's
huge
impossible.
hole. Yeah.
2, the choice of it all is just not accurate. It isn't real. And then 3, the dude never bothered to even check.
Yeah.
Never just was like, I wonder how my daughter, like even from afar, you know what I mean? Like even this thing was like, I'm not good. I made a mistake. I'm not good enough to be in my kid's life anymore, but I still want to know that they're doing okay. Not even that. And then he just shows up, just full silver fox,
Yeah.
just like full Centrum silver, got his sports car, looks great.
He
He's
looks
just
like he didn't have to raise kids his whole life.
That's
what he
exactly
looked-
right. Yeah. That whole situation's a mess.
I mean, listen, we know the ending of one couple here, but we don't know the ending of the other 3 couples. And we're just kind of left wondering. It was real nice of them, show us that Jen and Andrew got married, as if we don't, as if we're not invested in the other stories of the names that we know. There's
Yeah.
Sky,
Sherry and
Tarragon.
Tarragon.
So
it's a big one. Yeah.
Skylar,
know
Sherry, and
them,
Tarragon
We
with
know
Kiki.
them. We love
Those are
them.
the
We've
four.
spent 4 weeks with them. Give us a 5-star
Yep.
Hearts
Leave your
movie.
reviews.
It's a 5-star heart.
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
a sense. And so let's give us that last movie, and then let's wrap everybody's storyline up. Because as is now, I don't know. I don't know what
They
to think
could have
about
done a
everybody.
holidays thing and actually made a Kiki movie, which is this transitions nicely to mine, but made a Kiki. All right.
Okay.
Made a Kiki movie. Yeah, that's it. Now we're getting somewhere. Made a Kiki movie and then had the 5th movie where all of the endings happen. But they clearly decided somewhere along the way that ending the first 3 storylines was more important than giving Kiki a movie. They had to.
Painful.
So I don't really know. I would love to have seen the map of what it looked like to actually give Kiki a full movie. What if we didn't do it the way we did it?
What if we didn't do it the way we did?
Basically, that's about what the Hallmark is. What if they didn't do it the way they did it? Which should really, for most of these, that works. I think for most of the movies we cover, that works.
Yeah. Well, we did, everybody. Congratulations to us. 4 heart movies down. Next week, the return of Aaron Cahill. Journey to something, I think is the name of the movie.
Great.
Journey to Love. Journey to
Tarragon's house.
somewhere. Have you guys taken a quick peek at next month?
Have not.
No.
We got like
Did we-
nothing going on.
Did we
next month.
preview?
Are we?
What's
What are
next
we?
month?
What
I
are
don't
they
know.
showing?
Okay.
I think there's 2 new movies and then Hallmark Plus premieres.
Oh.
They did this in so like Chicken Sisters and stuff.
Yeah, but different. Like some of the stuff, I don't remember what is it. Hi, Aaron.
I think the Danube movies
The Danube.
are
Oh.
airing on the linear channel.
Yes.
So I mean, if you guys want to
Interesting.
review those again,
We may put our old reviews up.
You don't
I'll tell
do
you
that.
But we'll figure something out. Anyway, it's time for a double decker of the week.
Oh.
It is where we dive deep into the life of a double decker who has signed up for BrimoGymPlus.com to get all sorts of fun little goodies and to help support the podcast, but also so that Brian will
And after
track
the
you-
armpit farting one,
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can be. I mean, I feel like this is going to be his best one.
But Brian, walk me through your process because you get the name obviously ahead of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Days, months, even sometimes. And then you just kind of
I do
from
the,
there.
the deep dive. I log in. I can't tell you the password.
Yeah.
or
Oh,
no,
where I
that's-
go.
you gotta go through a
I
whole
log
thing
in.
for
I
that,
just
yeah.
search around,
Yeah.
type in the name.
Yep.
I go. I do.
Depending
a little,
on-
yeah, what's
yeah,
going
of
on
course,
there,
yeah.
and you just see what's interesting and what's popping up on them, and what they're up to.
Who do we have today, Dan?
We have Brenda Blau. Brenda Blau.
Wow.
Yeah, Brenda. Brenda, a super empathetic person.
Yep.
And like Brenda, she knows, and we know, men have been taking it on the chin far too long.
Oh,
and
boy.
Brenda's
Oh boy.
had enough. They get like one time they'll wink weird and it lives forever on the internet.
This
or
seems personal to you.
Nah.
Oh my gosh.
Or they'll take off their shirt and it's always, out there for
Of course, he
common use.
brings that up.
Or
Never a day goes by, right?
They hit
Brian?
their head on a microphone standing up, and it's just so there's
Yeah,
just
that's
these
the end
things.
of
That,
it,
like, how
yeah.
do you clean this stuff up when
You got
guys
anything
goof?
embarrassing Dan's done?
That's
Like
Good luck out there.
that is.
I stay embarrassed. I'm like the
yeah,
Hulk of
it's a
embarrassment.
standard state. It's just so Brenda's just been working on this product. From what I can see, it looks sort of like an app or like a plug-in, a browser extension. It's for the internet to kind of clean up reputational stuff. For,
I've heard like getting stuff scraped off the internet is actually really hard.
This is a big business. Yeah.
it is big business.
What's it called, Brian?
It's her version, antihistamine.
I'm gonna have to think about it a bit.
and correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, please.
This only works if you are a male
Yeah.
yeah.
trying to get something.
Off of a
Off-
meme in the
You-
history.
Is it specific to memes
It's
and
like
GIFs?
it's sort of you don't want it to get to the point of a meme, and so it's sort of cutting it off before it gets there.
Oh,
So
so it's like-
anti-his to meme, you don't want it
Yeah,
to turn
His
into it.
to meme.
Yeah, you don't want it to get to the meme state, and so
Yeah, the
Brenda's
meme
out
state's
there.
where it gets tough out
Yeah.
there.
So would you say like stuff that's happened to me in the past? You mentioned a couple of them, but
yeah, just a
is
couple.
it too late for me?
Well, that's what Brenda's trying to figure out. I don't know. I don't think
It
you've come
sounds
to
like
meme
based upon everything you
state.
said, it is too late for Brian.
Well, for I think for the head on the microphone, it's too late for that one. The shirt, yeah. So Brandon, I guess it's too late for you, unfortunately. Brenda, I don't know. Maybe she's got some technology that she's working on that could do something. But for you, you would kind of be excluded.
Antihistamine.
Yeah. So little asterisk says, Brand, you don't get to apply.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
How does it work?
Well, it does scrape the internet for
Scrapes it.
things, and then it just pop disappears it.
It
if you
disappears
will.
it. Yeah, this is all premium stuff.
I'm gonna
gather.
need you to maybe next week bring a little bit more info because I don't like
You don't
that.
understand. You're not supposed to understand. I think is the key from what I saw from what Brenda's been doing. I don't think you're supposed to get it.
So is it like a what is it, a DM in a whatever takedown notice, whatever the you know what I'm talking
No,
about.
I don't.
The
I have
letters,
no
the
idea.
D.
DMARC?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, like
right,
sometimes
right,
when
right.
like people try to get things away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that really the letters?
It's a yellow thing on a door. That's what I'm
DMAC?
thinking.
No. What's
Oh.
it when anyway,
D-Mark is just a different guy. that somehow
do takedown notice letter D and then it'll fill it all out.
D-Mark.
What'd you find out?
indicating that a DMARC record exists for the domain associated
That's
with
for
the
mailing
email,
lists,
domain-based message authentication,
That's
reporting conformance.
So this is different.
She doesn't have anything to do with that.
Okay,
It's
she's
not a DMARC.
If it's in an email, forget it. It's out of
Yeah,
her
it's
hands.
got- it's
Sorry.
nothing we can do.
Anti-esteem.
Fair enough. All right. Well, we did it, everybody. Congratulations to us. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. So hopefully you come on back and join us. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.